Good afternoon, everyone who's watching. It's actually pretty. Hey, buddy. How are you? How are you doing? Who's a good boy? You a good boy? Okay, I got a film. Okay, do you want to just relax? You want to chill? Oh, you're such a. Okay, so I guess Edmund's going to be in this video for today. Well, last week one of my friends went on a date, and you know, he said how much he really enjoyed the lady's company, and I was like, fantastic, we'll text her, dickhead. And he said to me, oh, are you crazy? You never text until after 3 days. 3 days? What? And he said, yeah, dude, you don't want to come, I'm not trying to come across as too thirsty. And then I remember I was driving home that afternoon and I was like, wait a minute. Have I been doing it wrong? Should I not be texting someone until 3 days after our first date? So I decided that I'd do some research so you guys don't have to. You really want some screen time, huh? If you don't already know, the 3-day rule is essentially when, what are you doing right now? Come here. Okay, there we go. Such a good boy. Okay, so the 3-day rule is essentially when you like someone after a first date, but rather than text them the day of or the day after you meet them and say, hey, I really had a good time, you text them 3 days later. 3 days later. A pretty stupid rule, but I get where some people are coming from now. Because if someone texts you 3 days later and says, hey, I had a good time, I'd like to see you again. One, what? I mean, I don't even remember who you are. That was like 3 days ago. Two, if they were really interested and they had a good time, they'd text me the day over, at least the next day. And three, this person's playing games. So ultimately, the 3-day text rule is garbage. And if you're the kind of person who prescribes and says the 3-day rule is a thing, the only thing you're going to have at the beginning of your relationship are games. Now, for those of you who are still trying to figure out exactly when you should text someone after the first date, I'm gonna run you through some things. You know what kind of conversation I've never had with anyone ever? Hey, I really wish that dating was far more complicated than it ever has been before. I wish we gave ourselves self-imposed rules to make dating harder. And I've never had anyone say to me, you know, I too wish that dating was hard. I too wish that I had more rules. I've never had anyone say, get over here. I have never had anyone say that to me. So why in God's green earth are we out here giving ourselves these rules as if people don't know that we're playing game? The 5 arguments I've heard as to why the 3-day rule works is 1, the law of scarcity. It makes someone want you more, right? 2, I don't want to seem too desperate, okay? 4, I can't give it away at the first date. I can't give it all away. You know, more games, please. And then 5, I need to figure out if I like them. I need 3 days to figure out if it's worth a second date. And 6, I'm not trying to rush into it. So I could see and empathize with where these people are coming from. But bear in mind, this is after a first date. You know what I hear when I hear all of these reasons why people like the 3-day rule? I hear fear. Fear of opening up, fear of being rejected, fear of the unknown, and fear to just commit to something or someone. And I don't even mean a relationship. I don't even mean being, I want to take a chance on them and actually see where it goes. You know, people aren't willing to do that. So I got news for you. Stop being shook and abandon the 3-day rule. When you have different reasons and excuses such as, oh, I need 3 days to kind of think about if I really want to ask this person out again. Bruv, it's not that remotely deep. It's 1 day. You're not trying to marry this person. If you like him and you like how you felt when you were with them, then by all means, go out and see them again. It's that simple. If you turn around and say absence makes the heart grow fonder, no, it doesn't. It's 2020. Men and women have far more options now than they ever have before. So because of that, if you text 3 days later, 1, what might happen is, you know, Dirty Dick Johnny, who's gonna try and get back with this girl for the 14th millionth time, is gonna be like, hey, like, I know I fucked up. I was just thinking about you. You wanna hang out one day? Now you're at home playing the 3-day rule because you're so busy, and Dirty Dick Johnny's gonna come in and snap her right back up. Or if this is a first date that occurred from an online experience, what might happen is some other guy is gonna pop up and he's going to be far more proactive than you are. And the argument could be made, well, she's gonna go out with this other guy as opposed to me just because I don't text in 3 days and she's not for me. No. It's the first date. You haven't built nearly enough rapport to even suggest that she stay exclusive to you. Another reason why is reason number 3. If you're a woman and you could turn around and be like, why hasn't he texted me back? It's 3 days. Oh my goodness, it's such a Greek tragedy. He hasn't texted me back. Or you could just be like, boy, bye. If you don't text me back the next day, I'm not interested, right? But here's what I don't understand. Women have far more emphasis to do and say what they want to do than they ever have before. And I'm 100% for it. So with that said, rather than go on Quora and ask, why hasn't he texted me back? Text him back. I know it's an unusual notion, but texting a guy back and beating him to the punch might actually work in your favor. I give an example. I'll always text the girl back just to let her know I had a good time, right? And on a few occasions when a woman's beat me to it and text me and said, hey, I had a really good time, I'd like to see you again, quite frankly, I've just found that incredibly attractive. If a guy gets turned off by that, that's all he is, a basic guy. He's not a man. A real man worth his salt would appreciate a woman who's been proactive and has reached out first. In conclusion, I think a 3-day rule is garbage. Edmund, what do you think? Is it a good rule? 3-day rule? Yeah, see, he's uninfused as well. So do yourself a favor. If you really like the person, you had a good time, hell, maybe even shared a passionate first kiss or shared some other passionate things on that first date. I'm not here to judge. If you like them, text them back regardless of time. Instead of a 3-day rule, maybe call it a 3-hour rule. You've met them 3 hours later, when you finish at the gym or wherever else you've gone after the date. Or if it's at nighttime, text them the next day and say, hey, I had a really good time, would love to see you again. It really is that simple. You have everything to gain and absolutely nothing to lose. At the very least, you get rejected. And I would much rather get rejected and someone say no to me, as soon as possible, rather than wait 3 days and then, oh, they didn't respond after 3 days. Okay, they're not interested. So 3-day rule is garbage. Do your thing. 2020 is your year. Is it their year? He says yes. He's a quiet boy. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you've made it this far through, if you have, I'd love to kind of figure out what your opinions are on the 3-day rule. If you like it, if you think it's something that is garbage as well, and how you've approached it in the past when people do this. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. See you later.